Hi, my name is MaelynDraper and this is my interim campaign presentation. My campaign is called Unboxed, and the goal of the campaign is to help improve the diet of everyday Australians by encouraging them to choose fresh food rather than things that come out of a box. We've been promoting conscious eating, choosing local produce, eating balanced and appropriately sized meals, and avoiding packaged, frozen and long life options. The campaign consists of 5 streams: the website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Pinterest, as well as a mailing list. So the campaign began on Sunday the 16th of December, and so I've completed 3 out of 5 weeks so far. I did take a week-long break over Christmas due to family, social and travel commitments. I've actually found it quite difficult to build momentum for the campaign. The required number of posts per platform, it just doesn't seem to be enough to build engagement with the campaign, and my existing social networks were a little bit more unhelpful than expected. Over the 3 weeks of the campaign, I've tried a few different approaches for content publication, such as different writing styles, different sort of more formal style versus a more blog style, and I'll continue to examine the analytics to figure out what's most successful and what people are responding to. I've loosely followed the content plan that I created before the campaign was launched, but I did have trouble sticking to my scheduled dates for posts and content updates. So as a result, the content has been released in bursts rather than consistent updates or posts each day. And search engine optimization was not implemented in the early stages of the campaign, but a WordPress plugin for SEO has now been installed, so I can use it moving forward. So I'm going to start first by showing you the website. This is built in WordPress using a theme, and it's got a few different menu items and a few different calls to actions in various places. And it's just mostly graphics with a little bit of text, trying to encourage people to go further into the website, a little bit of information about why it's a good idea to go unboxed, and a few different reasons why, a little introduction about the campaign itself, and of course a mailing list subscription section. So most of the updates that I've been making have been to the blog section, and each thing that I've uploaded has got a little image that goes with it, and every time I post to the blog, I'm also posting those links to social media and putting them into my mailing list. So the web stats that I've gotten from Google Analytics so far, this user data that you're looking at has been since the launch of the campaign, so since mid-December. So far I've had 40 unique users to my website over a total of 54 sessions, and this doesn't include my IP address. I remembered to exclude that at the start. I've got a bounce rate of 68.52%, which shows that just over 2/3 of visitors are leaving the website after they view the page that they arrived at. The average session time is 2 minutes 42 seconds, which I think would be about the right amount of time for someone to read through a page that I've created. 90.7% of users are first-time users, but only 9.3% are returning. And the peak points in the graph that you see, those are the days where I've posted new content, and the days that are really low, around like the 25th of December, those are the days when the campaign was on hold, so I wasn't pursuing any new visits. So there's definitely room for improvement. I want to get more people visiting the website, of course, and I aim to do this by adding more content to encourage users to return to the website and also to encourage new people to come. This additional content should also increase the session duration for each visitor because there's more things to look at, and I also want to include more calls to action and links between the pages within the website, and I'll have to work harder to promote the website through the social media channels that I've got set up. Looking at the demographics for the website visitors, I was pretty surprised to see that 65% of the visitors were located in the States. However, when I looked into this data a little bit closer, I discovered that these users had 100% bounce rate, and they were on the site for 0 seconds on average. So I think it's likely that these are not actual users, they're just bots, which was a little disappointing. Of the Australian visitors, most of them came from Melbourne, followed by a handful from Sydney and Adelaide. Surprisingly, I didn't have any from Canberra, which is where I'm located and most of my social network is located, so I'm going to have some stern words with my friends. 39 out of 54 of the sessions were performed on a desktop computer, and the remainder on a mobile. And I also spent a little time looking at what screen sizes my visitors were using in order to identify whether or not I needed to spend more time looking at the design at particular breakpoints, like smaller screens or larger screens. And I found that a large number of users are reporting a screen size of 2000 by 2000 pixels on a mobile device, which doesn't sound correct to me. So I did a little searching on the Google Analytic forum, and I discovered that this is most likely faulty. So overall, I'm not entirely sure how accurate the Google Analytics information is, and I think that the sample size is actually smaller than what it's reporting on. I also looked at what times people were visiting the website, and this was quite spread out between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. And these periods of activity, they seem to correlate with when I was posting new things on the website. So looking at new versus returning visitors, it's no surprise that a returning visitor has a lower bounce rate. They spend more time looking at the website per session and they visit more pages. The average session duration for a new visitor was only 27 seconds, which to me tells me that they're not really engaging with the content. Perhaps they're just opening the page and having a quick look and closing it. So the focus for the remaining 2 weeks of the campaign will be to increase both the number of new and returning users to the website, and just to make things a little more interesting and exciting, and if I post more content and if I'm more present and active on social media, hopefully that will drive more people to the website and they'll want to have a look around and have a read of what I've got. So this graph shows the page views for the top 15 pages of my website, and the top result is the index page, which is not really surprising because that's the one that most people will come to, especially if they're coming from this subject. Followed by the blog page. So the individual content pages and the blog pages, they receive sort of between 2 to 5 views. So that tells me that the pages on the website are receiving consistent levels of traffic, but overall the numbers are pretty low. I then looked at where these people are coming from. Most of them are coming from Facebook. You can see lots of people coming from m.facebook and facebook.com and l.facebook. The bounce rate for Facebook users, however, is pretty high, but I do think that that's consistent with how Facebook users browse the internet. So you might want to click on a link that interests you, but you don't necessarily want to have a look around at the website. So you just read that one page and then close it off. So moving forward, Facebook will continue to be my main social media platform, but I do need to spend a little bit more attention on Instagram and Twitter because those are lacking a little bit, especially Twitter. I've got A/B testing set up on the website's homepage. I've created 2 different versions of the website, which you can see on this slide, just to see which one performs better. I was actually pretty sure that the one on the right, the alternate version, would be more successful because it's got more things on it, it's got more links, it's got the blog at the bottom. But both pages received pretty much the same number of views and the original one was more successful. But I'm going to continue to run this test because I think it's pretty interesting to see how the final outcome goes, and I'll keep tracking it. And I also ran a heat map test on the homepage, but I didn't get enough data for that to be worth reporting on. Looking at my mailing list, so far I've sent out 3 emails, so 1 per week to my subscribers. My original goal was to sign up 20 people to the list, but so far I've only got 6. I do feel that the open rate of 80%, that's pretty good. It means my subject lines are causing people to click them, which is great. But I'm not getting a whole lot of traffic from the mailing list emails to the website. So I'll need to look at my email content to make it more exciting and more clickbaity so that people want to click the links and visit the website. And I also need to encourage more people to sign up for the mailing list. Though in the beginning, I did always think that this would be the most challenging goal, to build the mailing list, because it's really hard to get people to sign up for mailing lists without any prior interaction with your brand. I know in my personal experience, I very rarely will sign up for a mailing list unless I've bought a product, or I want to, there's something that really calls me to do it. So looking now at Facebook, my initial goal was to gain 50 followers on Facebook and to achieve 15 or more engaged users per post. Facebook's my main social media platform for me personally, so I thought, and I've had experience with working with this for some other pages that I've run. So I did think that it would perform better than it has, so I'm a little disappointed, but I've been working on that since yesterday. So I haven't come close to reaching my goals for the followers and engagement yet. But last night I did send around a message to my Facebook friends, and I managed to grow my page likes from 12 to 47 overnight. So I definitely need to tap into my own personal network a little bit more. Having a look at my recent posts that I've put up on Facebook, from this I can see there's two here that have got quite a high reach and engagement rates. These are things that I've shared actually, so I can see that the things that I share on my own personal timeline have definitely received more engagement, so I will continue to do that, because then I'm capturing all the people that see my personal timeline, that are my Facebook friends, that might not have actually liked the campaign page. And I'm also going to consider purchasing Facebook boosts for each of the particular posts, or perhaps for the page itself, just to grow the audience a little bit better. So looking now at Instagram, I've actually found this one to be the easiest platform to grow my audience. I find people are more likely to like your profile and follow you on Instagram as opposed to Facebook, which was surprising, but good lesson. My original goal was to gain 30 plus followers on Instagram, and I'm now at 25 followers, which is great. Each post that I share seems to give me a couple more followers, so I feel that I'm on track to make this particular goal, which is really good. I did find that Instagram, it kind of relies on momentum. It's easy to get lost if you don't keep posting. So I need to keep posting more. I need to repost things and tag other people, and I think that'll really, really help build the profile. Looking at the performance of my Instagram posts, I can see that the reposted content where I tag the original poster, that receives much greater visibility than my original posts do. So going forward, I will continue to do this, and especially those that have beautiful food images, because I think that'll really help the campaign. So I found it quite challenging to focus on so many platforms at once, and Twitter is the one that I'm least familiar with, so it's the one that's grown the most slowly. And my original goal was to gain 30 plus followers, and so far I'm only at 9. So I do need to spend a little bit more time on Twitter learning how to use it effectively so that I can build my audience a little bit better. I thought that the Twitter presence has performed well, despite the fact that I haven't really paid all that much attention to it. So in going forward, I'll definitely put more of a focus on it, and I need to learn how to use it a little bit better as well. So moving forward, I've got 2 weeks left in the campaign. My main priorities will be to post more original content in accordance with my content plan. And I also need to continue to share and to retweet and to repost other people's content. I need to include more calls to action everywhere, so in my social media posts, my emails, on the website, and get people engaging, get them moving from platform to platform. I need to continue to monitor the statistics from Google Analytics and from MailChimp and from Hootsuite and all the other social media platforms, so I can learn more about what my audience responds to. I need to look at the SEO of my website, because I haven't done a whole lot of work with that, so I need to learn a little bit more about that so I can implement it better. And I also definitely, this is the big one, is I need to push the mailing list subscription more. So through my social media posts and through the website, so that I can get more people on the list to receive my emails. Thank you for listening.